I love meat and I love sangria and I wanna put them all in my mouth. That was our new theme song, everyone. Welcome to the episode that was sung by resident in-house musician Dua Lipa. Give her a round of applause. She's just starting out her career. Welcome to the episode, guys. This is episode 3. First two I talked about who knows, and who knows what I'm going to talk about right now. It's a good day. I bought a new microphone for this, but I don't have all the parts yet. So I have this microphone that's, I don't think it's going to improve the quality at all, to be honest with you. Not that you guys need to hear my voice any clearer. I just need something to talk into because, like, if you're watching this video, I have this small little mic on my shirt, which captures audio really well. It's actually a really good mic. But, like, when I just am not cognizant that I need to be speaking into it at all times. So if I have this big ass microphone in my mouth at all times, it's like, if you can see it, it's just a giant black rod right in my face. Some of you are wishing it was you. So it would be better just to like talk into this, and then hopefully I'll have a little arm that like holds it up on the table, so I can just like put this right here. It will obstruct my beautiful face, but you guys will learn to live without that. So hopefully for the next one, the microphone's set up, and I got to make sure all the audio sounds good. But yeah, for now this one's good. I use this one for all the other videos. When I'm making food and stuff, pretty much anything that's not a regular reaction video, I use this mic. So it's good. I've had this for like 5 years. This is a old reliable, they call it. Old Yeller. I got to take her out behind the barn one day. Cut her. All right, what do I want to talk about today? Oh, first thing on the agenda. I needed to talk about this. I did this maybe a few days ago, probably almost a week ago at this point, and I've been dying to talk about it. I was pooping the other day, and I I pooped in the toilet, and my poop stood up completely vertical. I looked down, and like my heart started racing. I was like, "How is this possible? This is defying physics." I should have taken a picture. I was just staring at, like, I truly was looking between my legs, staring at it for a good like 30 seconds. I was like, "How am I gonna like take this down? Do I have to like knock it over?" It was a marvel. It was truly a marvel of engineering. It's like an obelisk. Like you could worship my poop. Mom, can we go see the Washington Monument? No, we have it at home. It's just Matt's poop. If I sat down too hard, it would have gone up my butt again. It was truly like I was in awe. And then I guess the currents in the wave, the Coriolis effect or whatever you want to call it. I didn't flush. I was just staring at it. It just fell over, and I was like, no, history. So that was pretty cool. That yeah, if you guys want to start a podcast off with someone talking about shitting, my poops they change a lot. We don't need to keep talking about this, but they fluctuate. That was that was one of the most impressive ones I've had. Usually they're not that impressive. They're usually not this right consistency. I'll just say that. They're either too hard, too soft. It's very once in a while where I just get like a beautiful poop and I'm like, thank you, poop. But it's all my fault. Like it's because I'm eating weird stuff. It's when you eat soaked donuts, the poop just comes out weirdly. Okay, I'm gonna still talk about bathroom stuff. I was thinking about the time I had to pee the most, which I feel like everyone has a story. Maybe not as bad as mine, because mine is like dangerous levels where you just have to pee or poop so badly and you can't. There's nowhere to go, and you have to hold it in. Like I think one of my cousins, when she was younger, had to go to the hospital because she held in her pee too long, which was always in the back of my mind. That's like a story my mom would tell you. It's like mom lore when you're not going pee. It's like, remember your cousin? She almost exploded. She almost combusted from the amount of urine in her pants. So that's always in the back of my mind. But this was a few years ago, probably 5 years ago at this point. 5 years ago, what else did I say was 5 years? Oh, when the microphone? The same time I bought the microphone, I was coming back from college. So I would drive to college. I had a car. I would drive from New York to Pittsburgh, which is six and a half hours. I usually do it with my friends. I had a few friends that live in New York that would go with me. And in this occasion, I was driving back with my friend Matt from Pittsburgh. So it's 6.5 hour drive. And sometimes when you get to Manhattan, there's a lot of traffic. If you've never been to New York, sometimes there's a ridiculous amount of traffic. So we lived in Queens. You got to pass through Manhattan usually, whether you're taking the tunnel or the bridge. So I drink water. I need to drink water a lot. Me and my friend are talking. I can't drink. Like I get really thirsty. So I was drinking a lot of water. And we get to like the New York City crossing part, and there's just so much traffic. And when you're stuck in that traffic, there's no like pulling out. You're just like in this traffic and you can't move. So I have to go pee, and there's nowhere to go pee. I can pee in the car. I can pee on my friend. I didn't have a bottle that I wanted to pee. And I get stage fright when I have to pee sometimes, so I don't think I could have peed in front of my friend. I don't think I had the ability. He would have let me. He would have turned a blind eye, snapped a couple pics, but I couldn't pee. So it's like maybe like an hour, 2 hours. It's at least 2 hours, 2.5 hours maybe. We're just waiting to go into the city, and I am dying. Like I feel like I'm about to. I can't even move. Like my friend and I'm like we can't speak anymore because if you make me laugh, I'm gonna explode. Like it hurt to laugh. It hurt to do anything. So I'm like truly gonna die. So we finally get into Manhattan, and I'm like, I need to find somewhere. At first, I was like my friend lives maybe, or back then he lived maybe 10 minutes from my parents' house where I was staying. I was like, when I drop you off, I need to go into your house because I cannot wait 10 extra minutes. Like, I'll piss on your lawn. I don't care. Um, but I couldn't wait that long because it took longer than I expected. So we get into Manhattan, and I think we took one of the tunnels. I forgot which one it was. I forgot that. Is that the Lincoln or the Holland Tunnel? I think it's the Lincoln Tunnel. So we're on Canal Street, and I just pull over. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna run into this McDonald's on Canal Street. Canal Street's a very busy street. I pull over into this bus lane. I leave in there. I'm like, okay, you just stay in the car. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I run into this McDonald's. I don't know where the bathroom is. I just run. I think I asked someone. They're like it's upstairs. I go upstairs. There's a line for the bathroom. I think I blacked out a little bit. I first try to go in a urinal. I can't pee. Like I'm standing by the urinal. I have to pee so badly it doesn't come out. It's like blocked. There's a blockade in my penis. So I'm like, oh my god. Like I'm panicking. I'm like, what the heck do I do? A stall opens up behind me. I just cut. There's people waiting. I just cut right in there, and I lock myself in the stall. I'm like, I need to focus. I need to focus. Like it truly hurts so badly to pee. I just need to focus. And I eventually calmed down enough, and I started peeing, and it was just the purest bliss. Like honestly one of the best days of my life. Just having to pee so much, and then getting it all out, and just not like I'm not going to explode. You're not going to turn into the girl from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You're not going to blow up. And just pure. I went back to my friend. Just happiness. The rest of the drive, I can't even tell you what happened anymore. Just that one moment. I could have gotten a ticket in the bus lane. I don't know. I don't even know if I left him the keys to move the car. I didn't care. Give me $1,000 ticket. I don't care. $1,000 ticket and I can pee on the street. I could have peed in the street, honestly. What's that ticket? That's not $1,000. So I should have gotten inventive. Public nudity, peeing in the street would have all been fine. But like I truly thought I was going to have to go to the hospital. I was insane. So yeah, that obelisk poops. My bathroom. I used to have trouble pooping when I was younger too. Like, I don't think I can use the bathroom properly when there's people around me. I need to be like in a fortress. I can only poop in fortresses. So yeah, that's my story. It wasn't that entertaining. It's just, if you guys ever had to pee that badly, I understand. I stand with you. It's awful, and when I go on planes, I don't really pee ever. It's kind of weird. Like I feel like I have good control of my bladder when I need to, but sometimes I can't. Like when I'm at home, I pee like every 20 minutes because I'm just drinking so much water. It's kind of crazy. I'm spilling water all over myself. I just peed on myself. Oh no. I don't think I've pissed my pants. No, I did in kindergarten. I pissed my pants. Whoops. All right, guys. Let's move on to something better. I had no hot water this week for a few days. Or last week, sorry. Not that you guys care. That you're offended that I said the wrong week. It kind of sucked. I forgot how taking like ice cold shower. Well, it's the summer, so it's not that bad. Like I forgot how taking showers like that, how annoying it was. Some of you guys are like, oh, you gotta take cold showers. It's the military does. Yeah, fuck you guys. It's annoying. The health benefits, I enjoy it. I go in the shower after a long day to relax, to calm myself down. I don't need your oh my cells are rejuvenated. Yeah, fuck off. I don't need that shit. So it's annoying. You can't stay under the water. You have to like jump in and then jump out, and then lather yourself. I used to, when I was younger, I was a Boy Scout when I was younger, and I went to Boy Scout camp pretty much every summer for like maybe ages 11 through 17, 18, just for like 1 week. But there's 1 week where I went 2 weeks, or 1 year where I went 2 weeks in a row, where usually you go with your troop, which is like all the people in your neighborhood that are in the same Boy Scout troop. And then you can go an extra week with a bunch of random people from all over the country or the area that want to go for an extra week. So I was doing that for 1 week with my brother and my friend. And we just had like the troop leader is the scoutmaster, whatever you want to call it, some random dude. He was just like a military, he was just a hard ass for no reason. He's like bullying 12-year-olds, Just and I remember we had to take a shower every day because I guess notoriously at Boy Scout camp kids would be smelly because they're kids that are away from home. 13-year-old kid, he's like, I don't have to take a shower. My mom's not telling me to take a shower, so I'm just gonna smell like shit. I'm just gonna poop my pants every day. And as kids, we don't notice it, but the adults are like, you smell like you're disgusting piece of shit. Um, so this guy, which rightfully so, he's like, okay, every morning we're gonna go take a shower. I'm not doing this BS. You guys are gonna have to take a shower. But the showers he made us take were he would not let let the water get hot. I think it was like you had 2 minutes maybe to take the whole shower. So or maybe 1 minute, it might have been, I forgot. It was such a short amount of time. But you had to go in the water, ice cold, just basically flush water on you, lather yourself up, and then quickly rinse it off and then get out. It was like instantaneous. So you could have honestly gone in there and not, but he wanted to make sure you were wet. You had to be wet when you came out. And that brought me back to that. I'm like, I have to do this shit again? This military bullshit. But we were not smelly, so it was good. But it's just like, that's the closest I'll probably ever feel to being a passenger on the Titanic and just jumping in the water and freezing to death in 2 seconds. That's the level of cold that is so beyond what this level of cold. I can barely handle this. And that's like bone chilling cold, which is insane. So rest in peace, Titanic people. Rest in peace. I was gonna say Deepwater Horizon, but what's the scuba thing that happened? I forgot what that was called. What was that called? Rest in peace, Deepwater Horizon people too. Did anyone die on that oil rig thing? I don't remember. Probably. What was the other thing? What was that called? Was it Horizon something? I don't remember. That's crazy. But the rest in peace of the Titanic submarine. Yeah, pretty much anyone dying in cold water, not a good way. Although I think those people exploded, so that's fine. They exploded from maybe someone's bladder on that submarine just exploded. That's interesting theory. It's enough to puncture the walls of a like 5-inch thick metal tube. But yeah, that must have been a horrible death. So I'll actually remember that next time I have to take a cold shower. I'll be like, I should rewatch the Titanic and I'm taking a paint me like one of your French girl showers. That's what you gotta go in. A Leo DiCaprio shower. Okay, what else? Oh, I was thinking too. When I go to hotels and Airbnbs and stuff, I never check for like hidden cameras. I don't care. I don't ever look. Number one, I'm really not doing anything. I don't think I've ever. I guess I'm naked, of course, in some parts. But like, I don't know. I'm not doing weird shit in a hotel. Like, if you want to film me, that's on you. If you watch hidden camera bathroom footage on the internet, you're a weirdo. That's on you. Like, if you're watching secret spying footage, like, you're a fucking creep. You can't, like, you should be embarrassed to talk. That's why, like, when kids complain, this is so unrelated. This is a crazy thing, but like, when kids are worried, like a teenage girl, let's say she's like 15, and she's like, whatever, we all know kids are stupid, and she sends like a nude picture to her boyfriend or whatever, and then he sends it to everyone in the school or something because kids are stupid once again, and she's like worried this is going to ruin my life. Like, no, it's not. Anyone looking at that picture is going to jail. Like, no one can look at that picture. You're good. And anyone's like bragging about it, they're a piece of shit. So really, you have nothing to worry about. Like, if me as a 15-year-old boy had my nudes leaked, like, all right, you want to tell people you saw it? Go ahead, please. Share with the class. Let me put those handcuffs on you. Please share how you saw my small penis glistening in the sun. Please open up. But I am an adult, not a 15-year-old boy. So I still don't care. I don't know. I don't look. I don't have like a flashlight. Like, oh, let's check the alarm clock for a secret camera. Maybe there has been one. I don't know if this was an issue before, like 5 years ago, or not 5 years ago, probably like 10 or 15 years ago. Like two-way mirrors. I don't know. I don't think anyone cares about me that much. Maybe you guys are gonna like look up my vacation destinations now and just plot some weird stalkers. But I don't think anyone cares. So if you really wanted to, if you guys could go through all the trouble to film me in my hotel room, have fun. Hope you have a blast. Hope I'm everything you expected when I take these pants off. But yeah, I don't check. I'm not going to start checking. And I get if you're paranoid, I get it. I'm sure I've heard weird stories too about like hotel workers coming into your hotel at night. That's crazy. I've never felt unsafe in that regard. I've been to so many places too. I've been to so many hotels. So that's insane. And I mean, I feel really bad for those stories because that's literally insane. Hotels are kind of scary. But yeah, people have like special locks to put on the doors and stuff. I don't know. I don't worry about that. I probably should. I feel like talking about it makes it more likely to happen. So in my near future is gonna be like someone. I'm gonna wake up someone like tickling my feet, like you enjoy your stay, Mr. Lipari. I can make it much better for you. You ordered the room service, pervert. So yeah, I don't plan on doing it, but I don't know. I'm not worried. I think the one time it happens to me, maybe I'll be worried. And I've subletted many people's apartments too. I just moved into this apartment. Like there could be a hidden camera from before. Like what if the landlord is just watching everyone? What if someone I sublet from is just like secretly sublets their apartment just to watch people? Like I've done some unsavory things and some sublets. Not unsavory, but I've done some things where I'm like, damn, man, look at what you're doing. So I don't worry about that, but it could have happened. Haven't checked it all. Not gonna care. Kind of in the similar vein to that, some guy DM me on Instagram. I get a lot of weird DMs. I think I try to read them all. I think I do read them all, but I get a lot of fake porn DMs also, like girls just promoting their OnlyFans, and it's like so many. I should make a video about this one. It's just like 10 or 20 a day, and it's not believable at all. I'm sure some like 70-year-old man believes it because he's lonely, but I feel bad for him. But for me, I just have to delete it. I can't block them. It's just they never stops. But I got a DM from some random guy the other day who was trying to bait me into responding, and he was like, I forgot the exact word. He's like, "How often do you get asked to do porn?" That's what he asked me. Which, my man, it's not my first rodeo answering Instagram comments. You want me to say I never get asked? What the heck? And then you'd be like, "What? You're so handsome. You'd be great. I would love to suck you off." Which I've got. I forgot. I get some weird ones. Some guy definitely offered to suck my dick once, just out of the. That's the beautiful thing about gay men, I think. Just like straight up, just like, hey, I want to fuck you. There's no hello, how are you? There's no, which I don't open these, but if I was gay, I'd be swimming in it. But just like, I don't know, it just feels so transparent. Like I know what your follow up's gonna be. You can be like, no way, wink, wink. That's crazy. I'm having a shoot tomorrow. Oh, the actor canceled. I'm gonna be the actor with you. It's called My Penis Up Your Butt 17. Don't you want to star in it, Matt? So no, I've never been propositioned to make porn. I don't want to. It's not in the cards for me. I would if you offered me, I'd feel nice about it. I'll be honest. So when that guy did, I felt nice about it. I don't know what he looks like, but yeah, it'd be a nice gesture. Thank you guys. If you want to compliment someone, offer them to be in your pornographic video. That's a way to make someone feel good. On their special, call up grandma and be like, "Hey, grandma, I have an idea for you." An opportunity just arose. They're looking for a busty mature. Okay, we're not finishing that sentence. Whoops. Jesus Christ, this is supposed to be family friendly. But yeah, I'm not gonna be in your pornographic video. I don't even know if I would want to watch. I feel like I don't watch hardcore porn anymore. I used to when I was younger. I guess we're talking about porn. I just watch. I don't know how to describe what I watch. Like I don't watch. I guess maybe I do watch hardcore, but I don't watch any men and women going at it. That's over for me. I just watch women. I don't know why. I just stopped a few years ago, and I was like, that's easy. I could just continue doing that. So now I can't go back. It's like a mental thing. But I don't know if I'd even want to go in person. Like I've seen. I forgot what reality. I think it was like a Joan Rivers reality show, which my mom used to watch. It's out of left field, and I think she just went to watch a pornographic shoot one day, which is very Joan Rivers. If you don't know who Joan Rivers is, she's a comedian, an older. Well, she's dead now, but very funny. It just seems like such a not. It's not a like erotic place to be a porn shoot. There's like 50 people filming it. It just seems like so not cool. I guess I don't know. So I don't think I would want to watch it. I don't want to feel. I don't want to be in it. Certainly wouldn't want to be in a big production where everyone's watching. I don't think I could perform well at all. But even like a solo shoot. I know a lot of guys. It's always like the creepy guys. Like, hey, you want to make some content with me? It's like, yo, we can film some content together. As if any girl needs a random fucking schlub off the street to be in her video. Like, it's just some ridiculous things. So yeah, I've never been asked. If the guy is watching this video, which I'm not sure, I'm not going to answer your DM because that's weird. But I've never been asked. Besides you, I've been asked without the filming part, certainly. And I don't plan on doing that. So thank you for asking. What a great question, everyone. Keep your questions coming, guys. If you want to DM me a question, I can answer it. What else do we have here? Oh, I don't know what this was from. I just write down ideas throughout the week, and I'm like, let me just talk about it, but I forget the source. But just the idea of like, imagine you're going after a man who's in a relationship. Just the idea of breaking up a couple just to be with that person seems insane to me. That seems so crazy. Like like a married couple, right? You want the guy. Like you would be fine with him breaking up with his wife just to be with you. Like that's it's like when someone cheats on their wife with you and then you end up marrying that guy. It's like he's just gonna cheat on you with someone else. Like it's just you get them the same way they lose them. I think that's the saying. So I think that's crazy to lust after someone in a relationship already. In my mind, if like I'm kind of if you don't like me, if you don't want to be with me, I don't really want to be with you. Like I don't yearn for anyone that doesn't want me. So when someone's like not interested, I'm like, okay, cool. Like I don't want you either. Nothing more attractive to me than you like really wanting to be with me. So like just someone else. I get it if you think it's like the love of your life or something. You're like yearning for this man or woman. I need this person, or you were with them previously and then they found someone else. But just like I don't know if they can leave their current relationship that easily, I think it's like such a red flag. Like how are they possibly going to stay with you? How is this going to last? This is such a serious topic we're talking about. Guys, please be better. Take care of yourself. But yeah, I wouldn't do that. I think I don't know. There might be a few people that I've met. Like I would like to be with them again. I don't know. Like I would give it another chance. But if they were with someone else, I wouldn't like sabotage anything. That's crazy. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I've never loved someone like that. I don't know. I'm also not sure I've ever truly been in love. This is getting so sad. My God. Let me just wipe my tears into this cup so I can drink them. I've never been so unequivocally convinced I'm in love with someone. So I'm not really sure if I've felt that. So I don't know. I'm not even speaking from a position of something I know. My God, like, bring out my therapist, please. It's okay, Matthew. It's okay. It's okay. You're good enough. Oh my God, thank you. Thank you, guys. But yeah, someone actually did. Speaking of someone suggesting questions, someone did suggest a topic. They suggested me to talk about the best and worst date I've ever been on. And I don't know if I want to talk about the best date I've ever been on, but I will talk about the worst one. That's more fun. The best one's just like we held hands and we kissed on the rooftop and it was beautiful and then I never saw her again. No, that's kind of what it's like. But the worst one, first of all, I think a man's worst date story is always going to be better than a woman's worst date stories. Men are way worse. Men are like the potential for a man date to be so bad is so much worse. Like a man can kill you. Well, a woman can kill you, but like the bad man first date is you die. Your body is in a suitcase being wheeled out of a hotel. So that sucks. Like I'm never gonna get to that level. And rest in peace if that's happened to you. That's insane. That's crazy. Um, but for me, the worst date I've only truly like. If you asked me this question 6 months ago, I would have nothing. I would have no bad date to talk about because I've been on dates where I didn't like the person or it was whatever, or they didn't like me, but it was just like okay, we talk and we go home. I went on one a few months ago where she could not stop talking about her ex. Like the only topic that was discussed was this person's ex boyfriend, and it was like insane. It was just an insane level. She mentioned him the second I met her. Didn't mention him at all during messaging. She was perfectly normal. Whatever. I don't know if I was that excited to go on the date, but I was like, okay, this we'll see. I'll give it a chance. Um, and the second I met her, she's like, I have so much trauma to talk about. Oh, she's like, I don't want to be here right now. And be here right now meaning she just came back from college or something, and she was living in I think it was New Jersey. She's like, I don't want to be here right now. Like I should be somewhere else. Not that she didn't want to be on the date. That'd be crazy. The second you meet me, I don't want to be on this date with you right now. Okay, but we sit down. She's like, I have so much trauma, and she's like, you'll hear about it later. I'm like, oh, geez. So we sit down, and I'm like, all right, just tell me. I thought it was gonna be quick. I thought like, oh, just tell me a quick thing. She like for an hour just telling me about this story about her boyfriend. I don't want to get into details. He's cheating on her a million times. She's letting it go. Which number one, if you tell me that, that's a big red flag. If you just allow someone to treat you like shit, that's a problem for me. I'll be honest, which kind of sucks. Um, and so I'm like, oh my god, it's just like I can't be here. So then the waiter comes and we finish our drinks. He's like, you want another drink? I was like, no, I'll just take the check. She wanted another drink. And so I think she was a little taken aback by that, but I was just like, oh, we got to get out of here. So it wasn't that bad. It's just like she was trauma dumping on me, which is had no self-awareness that this was awful. This was truly awful. It was like an hour. I paid for everything. I'm like, please, we never speak to each other again. I leave her. She doesn't talk to me. I don't talk to her. I think she realized it was bad. And if she texted me, I would have been like, yeah, you're not ready to be dating. You should certainly see more therapists because this is insane. And that was that. So it was an hour of my time wasted, plus travel. Really nothing bad. I just went home and I'm like, all right, I guess nothing's going on today. And it was fine. I had to go to New Jersey, but it was cool. I went to Hoboken. I haven't been to Hoboken in years. So I was like, oh, let's check it out. That was the worst day. It's nothing bad. So when ladies go on a date and the guy's like, I don't even know, some crazy stuff. The guy's showing you his mixtape. It's like no one's ever showed me that. Most of my first dates, honestly, though, are very simple. Like I meet the person, we see if we like each other, and then we both go home. I'm like, all right, let's go out sometime. Second date is usually more elaborate or leads to something else. But first date is just like, hey, how's it going? See ya. So there's not much room for problems. Like I'm not meeting them in a dark alleyway. Hey, you want to come over and play Jenga with me in my house? Like that's if any guy invites you to your house, guys, look in the mirror, look in your two-way mirror when someone's filming you, and think about this. Don't go to this man's house. Do not ever go on a first date if you're not going to a public place. It's insane. I wouldn't go. I'm a man. If a girl invited me to like her apartment for a first date, I would not go. I don't know you. Could have a million men in your closet ready to just kill me when you come out. So you could do that anyway after meeting me in public, but at least I'll like get a sense if you're like kind of normal. I don't know. I feel like I'm a good detector of people. But yeah, just every other date I've been on, certainly I've been on dates where they didn't like me. Like I've had dates where they make up some excuse like, oh, I have to wake up early tomorrow. I'm like, I know. I understand. One girl actually, that was a weird date. Well, she did that. She was like that excuse, and I was like, okay, fine. The date wasn't going that great. It was fine. I didn't think anything was particularly wrong, but it's not like it was the most riveting thing. But then she like told me she wanted to see me again and gave me her number. She's like, here's my number. If you want to go out again, let me know. And I was like, all right. So I was like, why not? I wasn't really seeing anyone else at the time. I was like, let me ask her out again. And then she just blew me off. I was like, okay, you already got rid of me. Why did you bring you already said you were leaving the date early. You have to wake up in the morning. That's a telltale sign for me. We were leaving. You didn't have to say anything. It's just very confusing. And then I was like, hey, you want to go out next week? She's like, I'm busy. I'll let you know. Never let me know. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? I didn't care that much. It's not like, but it's just very confusing. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm sure plenty of dates they didn't like me. I guess I'm an acquired taste. Could not like the way I look, possibly. Could be so many other things. I don't know. I don't really try to think about it. Doesn't really bother me. I've been on plenty of dates where it's a perfectly fine date. Everything goes normal. The person's perfectly normal. I'm like, I didn't feel like that wasn't exciting to me. I don't know. I don't want to continue this. It's like you have to just be excited, I think. And sometimes it's like, this person was fine. I'm sure they'll find someone wonderful, but it just wasn't for me. I don't want to put time into this. That happens a lot. So yeah, I don't take offense to it. If someone told me I was like the worst person ever, you were the most boring, disgusting man, you smelled like cheese and salami, you are a piece of garbage, then I would be offended. But if they're just like, I don't feel a spark, perfectly fine. Happens. A lot of times it's mutual too. A lot of times like, if I'm not having a good time and you're not having a good time, or sorry, if you're not having a good time, most of the time I'm not enjoying you suffering. If it's boring, I'm not like, oh, this is going great. So it's a two-way street. Yeah, so that's that. There's plenty of time for me to go on a worse date though. Like certainly we can make that happen. we can figure it out. Let's go to a manure factory. All right, let's talk about some current events here. Put on my current event glasses. Oh no, are my feet showing? Shit. I just put my leg up on my knee there, and I think I flashed my dogs. Yeah, that plane that fell out of the sky. I don't know when you guys are watching this video. I'm filming this on a Tuesday. Maybe this is August 13th. I'm not sure. But that plane that fell out of the sky in Brazil, every once in a while, it's like every 6 months, or it's like every year. It's like a tragic plane accident, and then everyone's scared to fly, and I'm the same way. I'm going to be going on a vacation in about a month and a half, and doesn't bring me confidence. I think there was also recently a flight in Nepal, too, that crashed or something. I'm not sure. it gives me some sort of solace, which sounds bad that it's in some of these like not third world countries, but like some of these countries where like I think in Brazil it was like a flight from like a lesser region to Sao Paulo's a big city, so that doesn't bring me comfort, but it's like a small airline from a lesser city to Sao Paulo, so um, I don't know, just like in my mind I'm like, oh, that's a shitty plane. It's like the good planes don't go down. That's a crappy plane, but just the way that plane crashed and just like I don't know, I just assume in my mind when a plane crashes is like hit something or like you go down and you skid on the runway and you like smash into a mountain, which has happened, but that was just like choo, which that's just crazy. So rest in peace to all those people. Terrible what happened. I mean, I can't even imagine being on that plane and just like your fall like that, the free fall feeling is insane. I don't like going on roller coasters because that feeling is like horrible to me. um so yeah, that's crazy. And I've been to Brazil. I've probably been on a similar flight to that, a small flight from Sao Paulo to another smaller area. So could have been could have been me, could have been anyone. Literally, it's not in your power at all. It's like a random chance of dying, and you have no control. You're just in a flight, and it crashes, and the pilots like you have to trust your pilots, and whether that was pilot error or not, I don't know if they know. I don't think the report came out of what actually happened, whether it was the plane maintenance or something. It's always a million factors. None of them are in your control. Unless you believe in divine intervention, someone saving. Like, there's a bunch of people that didn't get on that flight. There's a bunch of people that didn't go into the World Trade Centers on 9/11. So, whatever you believe, or didn't go on those flights as well. Um, yeah, it's just crazy. So, in my mind, like when you're in a car, there's plenty of car accidents that like are other people's fault, like a drunk driver or a wrong way driver. But in my mind, it's like if I'm gonna die, it's gonna be my doing. It's gonna be me like crashing into a tree or something or doing something stupid. So like it feels like I have more control because I'm at the wheel. But I guess I could be driving like if my dad's driving and he's being an idiot and going crazy, or someone else that could happen. But the plane's just like truly. Better hope those men with southern accents at the front. Oh, we're gonna be touching down in Atlanta in about 10 minutes. Better hope those men. It's always one of those guys. Better hope they're good. Or there's always like jokes about female pilots. I don't think I've ever had a female pilot, but if she has a southern accent, all the better. I think I just care that they have a southern accent for some reason. Sweethearts, we're gonna be touching down in my home country, Georgia, where the peaches are nice and bright. So that brings me comfort. But anything else is like, okay, it's got a New York accent. Whoa, whoa, buddy, where'd you learn how to fly? The salami store? Jesus Christ. But yeah, I like to see the pilot in the beginning too, just to see them just like with their suits. A guy with a suit can't die. He's wearing a tie. You can't do that. Come on. The flight attendants too. I gotta make sure they're good. So I don't know. I'm not gonna be scared to fly. I'm still gonna fly. You got like I can't drive. I'm going to. I said before, previous episode. I'm going to Chile. Like that's a fucking giant flight. I'm not gonna drive to Chile. What is that? A month of driving. So you gotta fly. But you just it's like damn. I have no control over this. I gotta get in the sky, put on the Barbie movie for the fifth time, close my eyes. It would honestly be nice if I just slept through the whole thing. If you took like a giant sleeping medication, you just like popped out. That would be ideal. Just to sleep through your death would be amazing. But yeah, that's not how it goes. All right, one other current event. Okay, we're gonna talk about baseball, but we're not gonna talk about stats. Don't turn off now. Not gonna. You see that home run last night? There's a baseball player, Jaron Duran, who said the F word. Said he plays for the Boston Red Sox, a well-known franchise who known for. I mean, Bostoners are known for being kind of racist. Let's be real. It's not the most progressive. Well, it is a big city, so it is the most progressive place. But certainly, we got some Irish blue collar men that go around. They don't care. And this player said the F word rhyming with maggot, a gay person slur, and he just said it under his breath at someone in the crowd who was like yelling stuff at him. And he was suspended for 2 games. Whatever, he was suspended for 2 games. Players have been suspended for that all the time. He's a good player. He's not just like a random bum. And there's a lot of discourse I'm seeing on social media about people are like, oh my god, I love him now that he said this word. I'm becoming such a fan, which in my mind is just going back to like the 15-year-old boys that I'm always saying are idiots. This is just 15-year-old boys being idiots, right? Like the idea that you would become more of a fan of someone for saying This slur is insane to me. It's just being an idiot. You're just being an idiot. You're purposely being an idiot. Um, with that being said, do I think, I think there's some words that if you say them casually, like this man just said it under his breath. Like that man says that word all the time. Let's be real. He says this word probably every single day. He calls everyone this word. I don't even think he directs it at gay people. I'm not defending him in any way, but I think just some people just have bad words in their vocabulary. Like for me, I'm going to say the word retard, which was out of fashion for a while. That's always been in my vocabulary. It's been in my family's vocabulary. People say it all the time where I'm from. The F, I'm not going to say that word. I don't want to because I think it's a slur. The F word that rhymes with maggot. I call someone a fucking maggot. That's never been in my vocabulary. I don't know anyone that says that. I barely hear anyone say that. So if I grew up saying that, maybe I would say it more often. I don't know. I'd like to think I would try not to. But the R word, saying retarded, I still have trouble saying it sometimes, even though I used to say it all the time. And I'm still saying it freely because I don't think I think it's fine to say, honestly. It's allowed. I'm going to say it. I used to say that all the time. So that's part of my vocabulary. So when someone gets drunk or something, like, what's that country say? Morgan Wallen, when he said the N word when he was drunk or whatever. It's like, okay, I don't think I would ever say that when I was drunk because I don't say that word ever. Like, unless I will say when I'm singing a song and they say it in there, I'm sorry. I think most people do that. I'm not going to lie. I would never say it at another human being. I've never said it at another human being. That's just not in my vocabulary. I would probably say the word retard a lot if I'm drunk. I'm like, you're retarded. You guys are so retarded. But the maggot and the N word, I would not say. Those are not going to come out of my mouth. I'm setting myself up for failure. Literally, if I ever say them, you guys are going to come back to this video. You look at the hypocrite, the fucking hypocrite. But I don't say them otherwise, so I don't think I would say them. So I think when you casually drop them, whether you're drunk or just like in conversation or yelling at someone in the stands, it's because you say it a lot. So I'm sure he said it a lot. He apologized, like I have a lot to learn. I didn't mean to offend anyone. Which I'm sure he's not going on the street like to a gay pride parade and yelling it at people. I'm sure he just calls his stupid ass friends that, which doesn't make it better. But some people just say words, and they kind of lose their meaning. They just say them, and they kind of sound cool. Unfortunately, bad words sound cool. They just have a good ring to them, so they're kind of fun to say. If the bad word was like eloquence, we wouldn't. Well, that's a fun word to say. Let me think of a bad word. I don't know. I'm thinking of all good words. I think of charcuterie. That's another fun word. What the heck is a bad word? Like globule. Like if you were calling your friend a globule, that wouldn't be that fun to say. You call him a maggot. That's like, oh, it's kind of has a nice ring to it. So yeah, he apologized, but there's just so many people. Like, my opinion of him hasn't really changed that much. I'll be honest, because I don't expect my baseball player. I watch them because they're good at the sport. I don't expect them to be role models. Like I said before, these athletes, they're all, not all of them, but most of them are cheating on their spouses. They have they're traveling to all these shitty. They're not cities. They're not the pinnacle of moral. I'm gonna say eloquence again. They're not these morally superior beings. Let's be real. They're famous people who look good. They're in good shape. They're doing debaucherous things. So I don't really think that highly of them. Besides the fact that some of them are good. Some of them are great. I'm assuming, but they're good at sports. But yeah, these other people are just like, oh my god, I'm such a big fan. He should be able to say this word. Let's go. It's like, guys, come on, fucking calm down. I get I'm not offended by it. If someone called me that word, I honestly wouldn't be offended. I'd be like, all right, you weirdo. But it's just like, guys, we don't need to. Like, what do you do? This is so performative. This is so performative. This is ridiculous. So yeah, that's my opinion of that. But yeah, he got suspended for 2 games, and this is weird. Baseball suspensions are weird. Like I said, I'm a fan. I watch. I'm pretty hardcore. Not hardcore, but like that's the only sport I really care about. Like I follow. I haven't watched the Mets. I'm a Mets fan. I haven't watched the Mets game in a while actually, but I keep track every day. I check the scores and stuff. But yeah, they suspend people for usually domestic violence and exactly plenty of players are getting suspended for beating their wives and whatnot. Drug use, like performance enhancing drugs, other stuff. But there's rarely suspensions for not weird, just like racism and stuff. But it happens, and we'll see if he learns. I'm not sure. I don't know. It's a young kid, probably the same age as me, so. I don't know where he's from. Maybe it's Boston is not the city where you learn about racism. Boston's not the progressive, everyone come together. I'm sure the fans in the stadium are probably saying the same thing. They're literally all probably calling each other maggots in the stadium as the game's going on. There's plenty of players too that have complained about racism, like black players complain about racism at Fenway Park, because it just I don't know, it's just not a safe, not that great of an environment. I used to live in Boston, by the way. I interned in Boston. When I bought this microphone, that's when I bought this microphone for for summer in 2019. So I was there. It's a fine place. I mean, I don't know. I think New York does everything better. No offense. I'm a biased New Yorker, but I could live there. I went to Fenway Park for a game. It was cool. Kind of dilapidated. It's an old stadium, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't notice anything crazy, but there's certainly some seedy parts of Boston. I didn't go where the Irish mob lived. I don't know, what is it, Southie? I don't know. I don't know anything about Boston. I didn't go walking around looking for trouble, but I'm sure there's trouble to be found. I can't even do a Boston. The harbor. I'm gonna sink your body in the harbor, buddy. I certainly didn't go to Fenway Park wearing any Mets gear as well, or Yankees gear. Not a good idea. I forgot who they were playing, but I was also sitting in the worst seats possible. I think, and like tucked in the corner. It was kind of crazy. Whatever. It was free with my company. The company. Okay, I'm going to talk about dinner because this recently I was reminded of this that I never really ate dinner growing up. I don't eat dinner now that often. I eat it maybe 2 or 3 times a week. I'll make dinner for myself. I usually eat a big lunch. Like today, I'm not going to eat dinner. I'm going to eat something small probably. I'll eat like a snack for dinner. But just the idea of dinner, like when I was younger, um, we would eat dinner, which I guess was dinner, right when we came home from school. Usually around 3 or 4 o'clock. Like 4 o'clock was when we ate dinner, which is insanely early. We just ate lunch. What the heck? That was my family's dinner time. It's because my dad would usually go to sleep at 6 p.m. He would wake up to go to work early, for no reason really, but he just did that. That was his thing. He would be at work at 3 a.m. He owns his own company. He would be at work at 3 a.m. Um, he would never join us for dinner. I don't know what. I don't think he would eat dinner. Um, or sometimes he would. It was like very rare. But we would just eat dinner. Like my mom would make food at 4 o'clock. We would eat dinner. So I'm hearing people like in Europe they eat dinner at like what 9 p.m. That's insane to me. 9 p.m. I don't eat anything after like 6 p.m. It's like a cutoff time. Um, but yeah, so like right now, I'm not really hungry at night. I don't know. I just eat a lot of food for lunch. Lunch is when I cook or I'll get something, and then I just don't make any food. So like people are always like, "You want to go out for dinner?" Like I'm no, I already had all my calories for the day. Like if I ate dinner, I'd be eating like 3,000 calories a day. I can't sustain that. I'm already look at this. You hear that belly noise? I'm already chunky. I already need to lose 10 pounds. Like I can't support eating an extra 1,000 calories. That's insane, guys. So everyone's making fun of me. Like guys, I don't know. I'm not losing weight and I'm not eating dinner. So how could I afford to eat dinner? I can't just shove it in there magically. Maybe I just eat too much for certain meals. But yeah, so when I do eat dinner sometimes. It's when I'm like, if I had a really light lunch, but I don't go out to eat dinner. That's why I don't really try that many restaurants because I'm alone here. I live by myself. Most of the people I know live further away. I don't know anyone that doesn't take me 30 minutes to get to, really. Um, so it's kind of tough. And just like whenever I go out to eat dinner, it's just a lot of food. So I just don't go out to eat dinner that often. And cooking myself, it's if I do make dinner, it's like 2 eggs that I'll make, or like, and I'll cut an avocado up. What was that? 300 calories. Like it's a very small dinner. It's basically a snack. I just don't do it. I don't know. People make fun of me, especially eating dinner when I was younger at 4 p.m. That's like kind of crazy. I understand that in hindsight. I don't know how we were all hungry, and my mom also wouldn't eat dinner. This is very, very strange life. Like she would cook everyone dinner and not eat it herself, and then like so. I was living at home for a few years after college, and she would make us lunch. My sister was at home. My brother, no, he would be at work. Like the whole family was there, and she would make lunch, and she wouldn't eat it herself. She had like her own special diet. My mom is, for context, like she's like 5'1", and she's like 100 pounds. So she's like, well, maybe now I think she's getting heavier, which is like what 110 pounds, but she's just like super skinny, and she like needs to eat like she nibbles like on crackers like a mouse. Like I'm pretty sure her whole meal every day is like 500 calories. She eats like almonds. Like her lunch is literally like 3 almonds. Please, can I have some portions, please? I need food. So she would make food and then not eat it because it was like she would eat something else smaller. And then one day, like my sister and I were just like, "What the heck are you doing? Like, what is this? like she just watched us eat her food. Like, why don't you eat it? So we like bullied her into eating her own food, which she should. What is this insanity? So she would do it. Then at the end she would, but she would still eat like a small portion. Like, let's say she makes, I don't know. Let's say she made chicken and rice. She'd eat like one little like morsel, like a baby chick's like a left wing. She'd eat and like 3 grains of rice, and that was it. But still, it's like weird. Why would she not do that? So just eating in my house has always been strange. And then again, my mom, when we were younger, I'm pretty sure she didn't eat dinner. She would make it and then not eat it because I don't think she could afford dinner in her super light calorie load, whatever. So I don't know what was going on. Kind of it's a blur. It's like that's the trauma I had in my life. My life was perfectly fine. I had everything I could ever want. The trauma is like, why are we eating dinner at 4 p.m.? What the heck? It's like weird white person trauma. Why are the carrots not cut up into perfect spheres? We don't eat carrots here, by the way. Save the carrot meisters. We don't do that kind of stuff. So yeah, if you hear me not eating dinner, like people will, I'll be hungry too. Sometimes at night, if it gets to a certain point at night, I'm not eating food. Sometimes I'll try to take a shower early because if I brush my teeth, I'm not eating anything after that. Why should I? I can't do that. That's breaking teeth brushing laws. So I'll just be hungry in my bed. I can go to sleep hungry perfectly fine. I can go to sleep with my stomach growling. It's all good. I can do it. So I just do that sometimes. But some people will be like, I'm eating dinner right now. And they're like, I'll just see on TikTok like someone eating delicious pizza. I'm like, go fuck yourself. I want to throw my phone out the window. But I survive. I survive. Okay, we only have 2 more topics left. Oh no. I'm going to pour myself some more water, guys. I made the mistake last time of not having enough water. I got parched at the end talking about ghosts. And it wasn't ideal. It wasn't ideal. How's my shirt looking? Oh my god, the chest hair is popping out. We need that new microphone. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that, guys. Maybe I should button this. 1 second. 1 second, everyone. That help anything? That might have helped something. I feel nice and proper. I usually keep one button undone on my button-up shirts. I'm wearing a button-up if you can't see. Just, I don't know. I like the chest hair flowing out. It gives me a nice exotic look. Like, this is too proper. This is too, like, I'm interviewing for like the president of a surfboard company with this. But if I unbutton one, I'm like, I'm the cool instructor. We're gonna hit some waves, guys. Me and the rockhopper penguin that was in that movie that I've never seen. Was that Surf's Up? I just know that guy with the macaroni hair. Cool stuff. All right, people haven't asked me about the podcast. They haven't asked me this question for the podcast, but a lot of people always ask me if I play any video games. And I don't. I haven't been a gamer for a while, which is kind of unfortunate. I wish I did. I guess I could have time to play it, but I kind of just purposely don't because it feels like it feels like a waste of time, but it does feel like a waste of time sometimes. But when I was younger, my favorite video games were Pokemon games, of course. I played every single one up till Sun and Moon, I think, which might have been my freshman year of college. I think I still had 3DS. And I was like, I might as well play a video game, and I just played it. But after that, I haven't played. So there might be three after that, or 4. I don't remember. I can't remember. Or 2 or 3. I don't know. Yeah. So I played all those, and I love Pokemon. I still check, even though I'm a nerd at heart, right? I still check when a Pokemon game comes out. I'm like, let me see the cool Pokemon. Oh my God, this is a penguin with an ice cube in its face. That looks so sick. But I don't play the games. I wish I did. It'd be fun. I feel like Pokemon's a game for everyone can play. You just battle people. It's cool. And then my favorite game growing up was Maple Story, which is I don't even know I know so little about games. I don't even know what to categorize. Is it like an MMORPG or something? Is that what they're called? Massively multiplayer online game. That was my favorite game. Probably my favorite game of all time. Truly addicting. I don't know how to describe this game, but it's a Korean game. Truly just like in middle school, the peak of degeneracy. All hours of the day were spent playing this game. Truly, I would rather stay at home all day and play Maple. I did. I remember one time I was sick in the beginning of the week, like truly. And of course, I stayed home and played. My mom let me stay home. I played Maple Story. And then like as I was getting better throughout the week, I was like, I convinced her to just let me stay home again. And I was better at that point. I could have gone to school, but I still played. I played for the whole week. It was great. Greatest weeks of my life, truly. If I could do that again. But it's just such a fun game. Very much a pay-to-win game. basically you just play as a character and you like fight monsters and stuff, and you can trade. The best part of the game was trading with other people, and you can like open up a shop and like buy things and sell them for profit. So it kind of like makes you into like a capital. It's like a capitalism game almost, where you're just like making money and then using it to make yourself better, which is the most fun. If that didn't exist in the game, I wouldn't have had as much fun. That was my favorite part. So just like hours like buying stuff and then reselling them, and just like I remember I was like 12 or 13. I would scam people too. That was one of my favorite parts of the game, which is honestly crazy because like in my mind I'm like I got all of my degeneracy out when I was in middle school, or not degenerate, but like you know what I mean. Like I got all my like mischievous thoughts out. Like I scammed people in an online game, and it was funny at the time. But as I'm older, I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have done that. That was mean. It's not like it really mattered. I'm scamming someone out of like an item worth 1 cent in the real world. Like there's some equivalency to real world money in some of these games. Um, but yeah, it was kind of fun at the time. And now you're like, damn, that was a shitty thing to do. So you by doing that stuff in the game, you kind of reflect, you kind of learn at a young age. It's like I spoke about this in a video a long time ago. It's like I joined a pyramid scheme when I was like 11 online. I had unfiltered internet access. I could do whatever I want. My parents didn't know, and I was like looking up stuff, and I joined a pyramid scheme. It was like some guy who I joined through him. He was at the top of the pyramid for me. I'm sure he wasn't very high, and he was just making videos about how to. Literally, the pyramid scheme had no product. It was the most basic pyramid scheme ever. Just you pay to join it, and then you have to get more people to join, and they pay as well, and you can make these ads. And I remember I got a guy from India to join my pyramid scheme. I paid for an ad somewhere. I just followed the guy's tutorial. I didn't know what I was doing. I followed this German dude. I remember I was like Rockstar Marketing or something. That was his username. I remember this so vividly. And he made the pyramid scheme video. I joined through his link, so he got me. And then I made an ad. I didn't have that much money back then. I was 11. Probably had like $20 to spare. So I made this, like my mom's PayPal account. I made this ad to get people to join and do the same thing that I did, and he joined. And so it wasn't enough. Like with these pyramid schemes, you kind of have to earn a certain amount of money to get a payout. That's how they work, and most people are not going to get to that point. Um, so I got him to join. Maybe I ruined his life, is what I'm thinking. An 11-year-old boy in Queens, New York, ruined this young Indian man's life by joining this pyramid scheme. Or maybe he's killing it. Maybe he's like, maybe I should check my pyramid scheme account and just like I've gotten all the money from him, from his peers. He like ruined a small town in India with this pyramid scheme. But yeah, so I got that out of my system when I was 11. And so now when I see pyramid scheme, which I think I would be smart enough anyway, I'm an adult man. I'm a smart adult guy. If you guys don't think I'm smart, boo-hoo, shame on you. I see the pyramid scheme. And no offense if you joined one. I mean, some of them, it's not the greatest look for you, I'll be honest. No offense, but you're probably like, damn, I was fucking stupid. But yeah, I'm like, okay, that's clearly a pyramid scheme. I've done a pyramid scheme before. Like when that thing selling the knives, like Vector or Cutco or something, that thing that goes out to like everyone in high school. Truly, I think everyone gets that. And then like one of my friends fell for it. He's like, oh my God, they chose me. I'm like, bro, that's a pyramid scheme. And he was trying to sell knives. Yeah, you see that and you're like, that's obviously a pyramid scheme. Like this is clearly, and you have media literacy, you can look it up, and then everyone's like, pyramid scheme, pyramid scheme. So yeah, I'm blessed with having done weird things on the internet when I was younger, which helped me now. I think it's why I studied computer science in college, right? Because I'm like, I can do so much cool stuff on this internet. This is like an endless opportunity. But yeah, MapleStory, great game. So I don't game anymore. I actually did play some MapleStory earlier this year. There's like a private server, which is like the game itself, and then like someone. Basically, there was like an old version of the game, and then things changed. There's a new version, and the old version was kind of, I'm not gonna say more fun, but there's like nostalgia built into it, and it was more simple. It was kind of more fun. So I downloaded the private server and I was playing for like a month back in like December, January, and then I was like, I need to stop this. It's taking up too much time, but it was fun to play. It was fun to revisit. So yeah, it's fun to game. I've never played Call of Duty. Like maybe I've played once or twice, but truly I've never been into like the shooting games like Fortnite. I don't know. Just in college, I guess that's when a lot of people were high school, and I just wasn't a big gamer then. My gaming peak was like middle school. So yeah, I missed out on all that. Like all these games that come out, no clue. I don't have any. I've never owned an Xbox, a PS, a PlayStation, Nintendo Switch. So I've only owned like handheld consoles, and then like the Wii, the GameCube. But yeah, it's kind of sad. I'm just thinking about my childhood, eating dinner at 4 o'clock. No PS4, PS3, whatever. No Xbox 360. It's like, damn, what was I doing? I was being worked. No, I had a great childhood. Um, okay, final thing want to talk about. I want to ask the audience, what age should you give a child a phone? We're getting very serious here. What age do children get phones? Because I remember getting my first phone, and I think I have an answer in my mind. I think I got my first phone when I was 9 or 10, but back then it was this was 2008, right? It was just a regular, like, you can't do anything in the phone. I remember it had a game. It had Street Fighter on it, but there's just like little buttons on it. So you just click, like, it was a very. I played it a lot because it was all I had, or I don't know, when I was out and about. But it was mostly for calling and texting. Like, you couldn't do much with it. They had an internet feature, it was slow as shit. The worst internet feature ever. Like, hey, what time is daylight saving? Doesn't make any sense. What time does the bank close? Like 3 hours later, it'd be like, oh, 3 o'clock. So yeah, it was completely useless, but it served the purpose of a phone, right? Like, you can call people, you can text people. If I'm dying, like if I went on a date with someone to their apartment to play Jenga and they tried to kill me, I could be like, hey mom, pick me up. I'm getting axe murdered right now. It would work. I don't know if you could track it. I'm sure you could, but yeah, it served its purpose. Then I think when I got a real iPhone, I remember I got an iPod Touch, which basically, I don't know if you could text from that. I think you could, but you couldn't call anyone, or I don't remember. I forgot. But I was on the iPod Touch mostly. And then I got an iPod Touch in sixth or seventh grade, and then I got upgraded to an iPhone maybe in high school. I want to say, I'm not sure. I don't remember. So it was like a clear progression in my mind, and I don't know. I turned out fine. I'm not. I'm pretty special. I want to acknowledge that. So me turning out fine may not mean someone else will turn out fine, because I'm super cool. But yeah, I think having a phone is important because it is if your kid's going out to places. Not saying like a 9-year-old is like going out to like the club or something. Some of you probably did. Some of you guys have crazy stories. You're like, I was 14 with a fake ID. It was insane. Like, you're getting men in trouble for, they think you're an 18-year-old at a club or whatever. I mean, it's just a disaster. You like 14-year-olds are, like I said, kids are stupid. Overarching theme, kids are stupid. Not saying it's the 14-year-old fault for like tricking an 18-year-old man, which some sense it is, but like, that's insane. But anyway, 9-year-olds probably not doing that. But yeah, you need your phone. Like, if you go on a field trip or something, your parents are worried. Like, you can call. So I get it. You like, I would like my child, my hypothetical child. I don't have a child on the way. At least I don't think so. I don't know. But yeah, I just think like having a phone is very important. Being able to text is very important. But you don't need the other stuff. You don't need like social media. You don't need like Facebook. You don't need the apps. So just having a shitty phone. There's still a market. There should be a market for like the jitterbug phone. You ever see the jitterbug? It's like for old people. Each button on the thing is like this big, so you can see like, let me dial the bakery. That would be useful for children too. You just want to be able to call people. I remember my parents would quiz me on their phone numbers, like what's my phone number? What's my phone number? So I have their phone numbers memorized. It's like I only memorized my family, my dad, mom, my sister, my brother's phone numbers. No one else's phone number I know. And that's it. And then at a certain age, when I get societal pressures, like everyone's on social media, everyone's doing stuff, then you can get a better phone. I think that works in my mind. I think that should be a thing. And I guess the internet is different, right? I was still using my computer and like talking to people on my computer and stuff. But it's different than having it on you all the time. It's different than like being at dinner and like being able to be on your phone. I think that's like a line. Like, I don't want anyone I know to be an iPad kid. I don't want my children to be iPad kids. So I think in my mind there's a clear line. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Probably way easier said than done. If my kid's screaming at like an Applebee's, like, I want my iPad, I want to play Candy Crush, I'll probably give it to him because I can't stand it. I'm like, oh my God, what has my life turned into? But in my mind, I'm like, I could discipline them. Why don't you play on your phone? Why don't you look up things on the internet? It'll take up your time. Learn about the Roman Empire on your flip phone. But yeah, who knows? In like, when am I gonna have kids? I don't know. I don't have a girlfriend. I'm not married. I don't have any plans for having kids. That's gonna be at least, I don't know. I truly have no clue when I'm gonna have kids. I would like kids. I also don't have a job, right? In order to have kids, you do need like a stable life. I'm talking into the camera about having kids. I'm having a podcast that no one's watching right now. If you are, God bless you. It's whatever. But yeah. So maybe have like amazing hologram phones and stuff. Maybe there'll be phones in their mind. I can't even control it. But yeah, it's a different society than when I was younger. But in my mind, there's like a clear, mature age where you should get internet access all the time in your phone. And it's probably, I didn't even answer the age. It's probably like 14 or 15, I think. I think 14 in my mind is a good age. So that's my plan. And I don't know if my wife is watching this video. Maybe she is. That's what I'm doing to the children. You have no say in this. They're getting the phone at 14. Unless they're a delinquent, then maybe it's going to be later. And that's it. We're not going to turn them into social media stars. That is it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a blessed week. Next time you will see me with a better microphone, hopefully. You'll see an advanced studio. In the meantime, you have to enjoy the weird audio that goes in and out because I'm moving my head so much and gyrating like a crazy person. But again, hope you have a beautiful week. And thank you guys for listening.